Hey there friends, and welcome to day 7 of our 12 Days of Christmas in July tutorial series here on my channel. If you're just joining in, you can find links to the first 6 days at the top of the description so you can get caught up. And if you're new around here, I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button to join our crafty little family. Don't forget to visit us on Instagram for daily holiday crafty inspiration. And for today's project, we're creating holiday home decor with a wooden tray from the Dollar Tree. Did you really think I was going to get through a series without a DT item? If you know, you know. So that's what we're going to do today, and if that sounds good to you, stick with me and we'll make it together. Before we get going, just a quick reminder to watch out for the question of the day. Now let's get started. So I'm working with the Christmas delivery collection. This is from Cartabella. I picked this up from scrapbook.com. It's the 12 by 12 collection pack. I'm going to use a couple of those 4 by 6 cut aparts as well as this smaller cut apart sheet. You will recognize this little truck here. I fussy cut that out as my focal image, and then there was an additional card here that had more of a background, such as it already is on, but I wanted to have some layers and spacers, so I just went ahead and clipped this one out, and then the one that was here was the background. So those are my layering pieces, and I also picked a couple of stamps here from these little tiny cut aparts. So that is my collection for today. So here's my tray from the Dollar Tree. I already put one coat of a Decor Americana white paint on there. It's a flat paint. I just wanted to make sure the edges where it's not going to be covered with the paper will be finished nicely. And here is the UPC that was on the bottom. I've seen many other YouTubers show the UPC, so that must be a thing. So let's get started finishing off the outside first. I have my pattern paper from the collection. I have 2 pieces of this 1 5/8 inch high by 6 5/8 inch wide wood grain. I originally wanted to add the plaid, but I was worried that this width was so small that I would lose what the plaid was about, so I decided to go with the wood grain, and I'm covering up most of that paint, but I just wanted the places where the paper wasn't going to cover to be finished. So I have 2 that measure that width, and this is going to kind of finish off the outside. I'm not going to finish the back with the pattern paper, but if you want to, you go right ahead. There are some handles on the side, but don't worry, we're going to cover that up with the collection paper. So this piece is going to be 1 5/8 by 4 5/8, and we have 2 of those. Again, I'm just going to tip it over a little so I can see over the top. And this will finish off the outside. That gray looks a little bit like my background, doesn't it? Okay, just take a second to press that into place. I have pieces cut for the inside as well. They're not quite as wide to fill in the whole space, but I'm going to build up the back a little bit, so I'm not concerned about that at all. Here is my piece for the inside. These are 3/8 by 6 3/8. I'm going to tip this over so that I can get it positioned along the edge here. I can see over top. Now I'll move it to the other side. And then the pieces that cover the sides are going to be 1 3/8 by 4 3/8. One more to cover this side. I'll show you what it looks like when I... So that is finished with the same wood grain inside and out. So I mentioned I want to fill in some of the depth of this box. So I've got my piece of 110 pound cardstock here. It's 6 1/4 by 10 3/4, scored at 3/4, 5, 5 3/4, and also 10. Before I close this up though, I want to add a couple additional pieces. So this will help to support that in the back so that we can apply pressure while we're building up our layers. And so this is just another piece of 110 pound cardstock. It's 3/4 by 5, and I scored it at every inch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when I close this up, one of those is going to overlap the other. Seal that up with my hot glue. And I'm also just gonna attach these with some hot glue. I'm just gonna rest that into the glue there. That'll set up pretty quickly. And this side down here as well. So now we can press on this without worrying about it flattening out any. So I've got my double-sided adhesive here on the side. I'll just go ahead and fold that over and close it up. I've also put a little bit of double-sided tape on the back. I'll do this tape as well as a little bit of my Tombow, and then I will be very sure that this is well secured. That wood from the tray is very porous, so the glue is going to soak into it very nicely. And I'll just drop that right on in. And this will help to fill in the box just a little. Okay, the next piece we want to add is a piece of our collection paper to be the background. I arrived at a measurement of 6 3/8 by 4 3/8. I went back and forth a few times with my paper trimmer, just slicing off little slivers of it till I got it as close as I could. I wanted to be able to have this stretch all the way across the width, and I'm gonna fill in a little bit with my tinsel trim. So I got that side to side good, and then I've got the tinsel trim to hide the bottom. So I put a little bit of extra double-sided adhesive tape on there just to get it well adhered. And I'm going to adhere this tinsel trim to the bottom. It just looks a little bit extra festive, and it helps to hide that seam on the side. So I'm going to very carefully add this with my hot glue, and this is probably a good time for our question of the day. So, do you start decorating for the holidays before Thanksgiving or closer to Christmas? So for us, we did start very early when our boys were little, because we always hosted all of the holidays at our house. So I wanted to have it all finished, and we did pretty much decorate every square inch of our house just because the kids were little. But when they grew up and moved out, it became much more of a simpler decor, and so we wait for a little bit closer to Christmas on that. So let me know down in the comments if you are before Thanksgiving or closer to Christmas. Now you can see I've put that cute little tinsel trim, just gives a little bit of sparkle, and it hides that seam on the bottom. So now I want to build in more layers. As I mentioned, here is that cut apart from the 4x6. I cut that out where the natural border was on the card, and then I put 2 layers of foam tape on the back of that, just so that would be quite a big difference in the depth. And that's going to go right in the center. I'm going to pull that up so I can see over top. And that is going to help neutralize a little bit of that background pattern. Now you can see why I added the additional support underneath our raised area, just so that I could push on this hard enough to get it well adhered. And so here is that very sweet delivery truck. I put these on a layer of 110-pound cardstock just so that it would be well supported, and then I put that up on spacers as well. This one just has 1 layer. I'm going to go for just about the middle on that. And then because I do have enough depth here, I'm able to bring in more dimensional flowers in. So these come from really reasonable ribbon. They're absolutely stunning. This is Wild Orchid Craft mulberry flowers. This is a trellis rose and some rosebuds, and it creates a very full, generously sized arrangement that I can add to the corner. I finished this off with my 3/4 inch chevron striped twill in red, and this is going to go all the way into the corner. Now you can see how when we built up the bottom of this, we're able to bring those details closer to the top. I finished it off with some pine and some holly and some twine. This time I left out the netting. Just seemed like this was the best place to stop. And so that's going to fill in that whole corner with that nice, generously sized flower arrangement. I'll add that with my hot glue, pushing that bow all the way up into the corner. I've got one more layer to add from our collection papers, those little stamps that I mentioned. I used the 110-pound cardstock on the back of them as well, just so that they will be well supported. I put a foam spacer on one of the corners, and then I attached it to this wooden clothespin with some hot glue. So I know that will be very secure. And I'm going to rest that here in the corner so that it kind of balances out our flower arrangement. This is another good place for that hot glue. Pulled a couple of charms from my stash, and I'll put these on the corner. Hard to get my fingers in there. I want the one that is higher up to be on the truck layer, and then the one that is lower can be beside it. So I'll just add that with some hot glue. And clip off the remainder of that string. Now I'll just top that with a vintage button. I'm finishing this very similarly as I would a greeting card. I like all of these finishing details, so I wanted to bring them to my decor piece as well. And of course that means we're going to have to put on some sequins, and right here I think is a nice place to add those. So I'll get my Tombow out. So that's all for our holiday home decor created with the Dollar Tree tray for day 7 of our 12 Days of Christmas in July series. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for day 8. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. You can find links for the products I mentioned as well as for all our socials in the description below. And as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.